All right, we're going to learn about angle similarity. And so what you see here is I have a triangle ABC and a triangle FGH, all right, with A having one arc, B having two arcs, F having one arc, and G having two arcs. And basically, what is angle similarity? Let me give you the definition first. In angle similarity, we say if two angles of a triangle, I'm just going to write the symbol of a triangle, okay, are congruent, and again, congruent means equal to two angles of another triangle, then the triangles are similar. All right, and again, similar means that they're going to have some features that are the same, but not all the features are necessarily going to be the same. And so let me show you in this example. All right, so I need to have two angles be congruent or equal to each other in order for them to be considered similar. So when I look at this one, I see A has one arc. So I look over at this other triangle and I see that F has one arc. So I know from these two triangles, I know that angle A is congruent to angle F. All right, I know that from looking at it. I also know that since B has two arcs and G has two arcs, I know that angle B is congruent to angle G. Therefore, since I have two angles that are congruent in these two triangles, I know that these are similar triangles, because I can also assume now angle C is also congruent to angle H. So I would say the following. I would say triangle ABC is similar, and I use that little squiggly line, to triangle, and then I take the side that matches up with A, or the angle that matches up with A, which is F. The angle that matches up with B is G, and the angle that matches up with C is H. So triangle ABC is similar to triangle FGH. Basically just means that they all three have the same angle measures. All right. So let's go ahead and see it with numbers, what it looks like. So we're going to get a problem like this, where I have EFG and I have ABC, and I want to find, my goal is to figure out, are they similar? That's what I need to figure out. Are they similar? So to do that, I need to prove that two of the sides are congruent. All right, but if you notice here, in both triangles, I only have two of the sides. All right, I do notice that this one has a 62 and that one has a 62. So those two are equal. All right, I notice this one has a 48 and this one has a 70, and those are not the same. So what I need to do is I need to find out this missing angle G and this missing angle possibly B. So again, just reference, in order to find that, I would take the measure of angle E, so the measure of angle E plus the measure of angle F plus the measure of angle G, and I would get 180. Well, if E is 62 degrees, I'm going to substitute 62. F is 48, so I'm going to substitute 48. G, I don't know, so I'm going to put an X because that's an unknown. And again, I know that those equal 180. 62 plus 148 gives me an answer of 110. I combined like terms there. So now I have 110 plus X equals 180. I'm going to subtract 110. I get X equals 70 degrees. So that lets me know, hey, this measure right here is 70 degrees, which is enough information to determine if they are similar. All right. So if I go back, I know that angle E is congruent to angle C, because they're both, sorry, not C, A. I know that E is congruent to A because they're both 62 degrees. So now I know that angle G is similar to angle C because those are both 70 degrees. So what I'm left with is F. So I know that angle F has to be congruent to angle B because the other two angles are the same. So because these two angles are the same, are equivalent to each other, congruent, I know that F has to be congruent to B. So I would say that triangle EGF is similar to triangle side. The angle that goes with E is A, so A. The angle that goes with G is C. The angle that goes with F is B. So triangle EGF is similar to triangle ACB. All right. One last one. Let's go ahead and look at one last one. Again, want to prove, are they similar? I have A, B, C, and I also have C, D, E. I noticed something here. These two triangles share vertical angles, okay, or have vertical angles. So because right here is an angle, and because this line and this line cross and they're straight lines, I know that this angle has a vertical angle of right here. And I know that vertical angles are the same. So these two are congruent because they're vertical angles. So I know that angle C, angle C is congruent to angle C from the other triangle. I also know that angle A, 65 degrees, is congruent to angle E, which is also 65 degrees. Because these two angles are congruent and A is congruent to E, I know that angle B is congruent to angle D, because the other two angles are congruent to one another. So I would say that triangle CAB is similar to triangle CED. All right. Triangle CAB, so CAB is congruent to CED.